our Illinois County Fair Queen, Natalie Evans, and Kendra Anderson from Midwest Dairy. So as we all know, the butter cow is absolutely iconic in the state of Illinois. It's over 100 years old, and it's 800 pounds of sculpted butter. Also, speaking of that sculpted butter, a huge thank you to one person and one group, Sarah Pratt, who's the sculptor of this butter cow. Year after year, she leads us through an experience. It's a different theme every year. She does an incredible job. Secondly, our Illinois dairy industry. A huge thank you to the Illinois dairy industry. They are the ones who sponsor the butter cow. And now it's my pleasure to bring to the microphone our 2024 Illinois County Fair Queen, Natalie Evans.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Director Costello. I'm so incredibly excited to be here. Like he said, the butter cow is something that is iconic and something that I look forward to seeing every year. So I'm so excited to be able to take on this new role and see it this year. I'm looking forward to seeing everything that I've never seen before at the State Fair. I've been coming here for several years now with my family, and I show my Red Angus cattle, but this year I'm definitely the most excited to see all the ins and outs of the State Fair and everything. And thank you to everyone who makes it happen. I want to thank you to the dairy who sponsored the butter cow, and also Sarah Pratt, who sculpted it. It's showtime, and thank you everyone for coming, and I look forward to seeing everyone throughout the next 10 days. Thank you.
Natalie, thank you. You're an example of our great youth in agriculture. Really appreciate you. And speaking of appreciating someone, Kendra Anderson from Midwest Dairy. She's incredible, and I want to tell you, if you look around this building, she's in charge of everything that is in this building and has happened in the dairy building. A big round of applause for Kendra. She's a huge advocate for dairy in the state of Illinois. Kendra Anderson, Midwest Dairy.
Hello, my name is Kendra Anderson, as he said, and I'm the manager of farmer relations at Midwest Dairy. And on behalf of the Illinois dairy farmers, I invite you to come to the Illinois State Fair and enjoy all things dairy in the dairy building. Midwest Dairy has been a proud sponsor of the Illinois State Fair for many years. We invite visitors to come to the dairy building to check out the variety of ways to celebrate the Illinois dairy industry and support our Illinois dairy farmers. This year we are excited to introduce the Cozy Cow Lounge, so get ready to kick back and relax while you chill like a cow in our comfortable cabana and dive into a world of cow comfort. Our interactive exhibit and friendly experts are here to answer all your questions and share the secrets behind top-notch cow care. And while you're in the dairy building, you can't forget to purchase a yummy treat such as our cream puffs, milkshakes, soft serve ice cream, and ice-cold milk with a new lactose-free option this year. Illinois dairy farmers are thrilled to announce this year's flavor of the fair, Raspberry Crunch, a refreshing burst of ripe raspberries swirled into delicious ice cream with a delightful crunchy granola that adds a perfect touch of texture. We look forward to welcoming everyone to the 2024 Illinois State Fair, and we have samples for everybody of the flavor of the fair after the unveiling.
Thank you very much, Kendra. And now it's my pleasure to bring to the microphone the chairwoman of the Governor's Rural Affairs Council, one of the biggest ambassadors for agriculture in the state of Illinois that we have. Her motto is Ag Connects Us All, Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton.
Well, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I am Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton, and if you know me, you know I am thrilled to be here with Governor Pritzker, First Lady M.K. Pritzker, and everyone here today for the unveiling of the 2024 Butter Cow. Let me just say, I want to thank a few people. First of all, to Director Jerry Costello and the entire team at the Illinois Department of Agriculture. Thanks for all of your incredible work. Certainly to State Fair Manager, I love to see a strong woman in this position, to Becky Clark for her leadership, record-breaking leadership. I want to acknowledge Tim Blackerby, who has done a great job with managing the buildings and the grounds, and we'll see all of that over the next 10 days. Of course, the 2024 Illinois County Fair Queen, Natalie Evans, thank you so much for representing us so well. And again, Kendra Anderson of Midwest Dairy. We know how important our dairy industry is to the state of Illinois' economy, and we're grateful for the work that you do, and certainly here in this dairy building. And then finally, I want to say again to Governor J.B. Pritzker, who has been such an incredible advocate for making sure that we implement policies that uplift and strengthen our agriculture industry and create a strong pipeline for more young people to enter the industry. So I'll just be very quick, because I know we want to get to the unveiling of this butter cow. But everything that I love is right in this building. The butter cow and ice cream. And I am so excited that we are on the verge of kicking off the 2024 State Fair. Director Costello is right. I always say it. Ag connects us all. Look at how the State Fair brings us together, gives us an opportunity to share an ice cream cone, to create memories with our children and our families, and that's what we're doing over the next 10 days, all while uplifting our state's largest industry. So thank you for being here, and now it's my honor to bring up our great governor, Governor J.B. Pritzker.
Well, thank you very much to Lieutenant Governor Stratton. I want to especially thank her for the work that she does all year long on the Rural Affairs Council, and also for our agriculture community across the state of Illinois. She really is a great leader. I also want to thank, of course, our great director of the Department of Ag, Jerry Costello, who from the moment that he took office has, embraced the entire job, and especially, very importantly, this state fair. And it's a result of his work and Becky Clark's work that we have broken records for the last several years, and really every year since I became governor, we have done an amazing job, the Department of Ag has, to make sure that we are breaking records in one fashion or another. And so I'm just really pleased with the work that gets done by all of them. And of course, our Illinois County Fair Queen, who is the first county fair queen from Morgan County. Natalie, thank you for your leadership and representing all of our young people. Finally, I don't want to forget to recognize my wife, because I'd like to go home happy today. But no, importantly, I want to say about her that the First Lady really has brought her farm background from Nebraska, from South Dakota, to Illinois. She is beloved in areas of this state that a suburban kid like me has trouble breaking through, but she's taught me an awful lot about the importance of agriculture, and it's one of the reasons why we've invested so heavily in our agriculture growth in the state of Illinois. So thank you to the First Lady. This year marks the 171st anniversary of the Illinois State Fair. The original fair organizers in 1853 would honestly be blown away if they could see all the rides and the shows and the culinary delights today. But what they would see that hasn't changed, of course, is our focus on the state's all-important agriculture community. It's a legacy that we're proud to celebrate every year, every summer, as we gather here in Springfield for the State Fair. This year's fair theme, It's Showtime, honors the State Fair as a place for Illinoisans to come together and see the best that our state has to offer, entertainment and so much more. Now, this is our state's 103rd butter cow. 103 butter cows. That's an awful lot of work. But it is this year's, of course, Sarah Pratt has come back and sculpted her 8th consecutive butter cow with the help of her husband and her twin daughters, making this a family tradition, family affair. And she has done just an outstanding job. This year's butter cow honors the theme, It's Showtime, with the cow's companion, a young magician, you'll see, pulling a 7-scoop ice cream cone from a hat. Now, it's appropriate because when you come see the butter cow, you'll also find the best soft serve in the entire nation on the other side of this dairy barn that you'll experience. A little magic when you get there. It's fantastic. I want to thank again the Midwest Dairy Association and Kendra Anderson. Thank you very much for sponsoring every year. Illinois has stood as a beacon of progress and innovation and opportunity, with agriculture as the backbone of our achievements, and it will continue to propel us forward for generations to come. And with that, we're here to unveil the butter cow, but I want to welcome everybody and also invite everybody to this year's great state fair. It's the best one yet. Now let's go unveil the cow. It's been a month. It's been a month. We should have seen already a meeting with the Massey family. If he's reached out, he hasn't done a very good job because the Massey family hasn't had the meeting that they've asked for. Second, as you know, the deputy sheriff resigned from every position, held positions for less than a year, sometimes for just a few months, 6 times resigned. And I ask the question simply, and I think people have for a month now, what did the sheriff know about his background? Why didn't he do more work on his background before hiring him? And a month has gone by. Again, a lot could have been said about that over the course of this month. And the final thing is, this isn't about politics. It's about bringing people together in Sangamon County and making people feel safe. And it's the sheriff's job to make people feel safe. And he's done the opposite of that by not answering questions, by going to a church and beginning his remarks by saying, "I'm not resigning," like as if that's the first thing people want to hear. And then there are signs that have been put up about saving him, not doing something about the murder of Sonia Massey, but about saving his political career. So I think he's the one that's played politics. It's time for him to go. Yeah. We did. Well, let me begin by saying that what happened is there almost aren't words to describe the feeling that any of us should have about calling the police, calling the sheriff because you're feeling unsafe, and then having the deputy sheriff kill you point blank. Think about the implication of that for people who live in Sangamon County, for people who live all over the state and the nation, honestly. We've had too many of these types of murders. Now, I said earlier today at a press conference, and I'll just remind you that, yeah, progress has been made, progress in the sense that the state police investigated this in 10 days, brought it to the state's attorney, and there almost immediately were charges brought, murder charges, totally appropriately, as if you saw the video. So that's progress. But the lack of progress is, how did this happen in the first place? How does this deputy sheriff get into the position that he was in? and I think we can all see that it was inappropriate. Now, to the question of, what can the state do, we're all looking into that. But at this point, the record for the deputy sheriff that has been delivered to the state is simply one that says he resigned. That's not something you can take action about. He resigned, he resigned, he resigned. That's something. Now, we can collect other information if they give us that information. But those departments did not, and all we got at the state level was a series of resignations. The sheriff, who is the hiring leader, could have made calls to those departments and talked to the chiefs of those departments to get insight into the person that he was hiring. He could have taken more action as the person who was responsible for hiring, and I don't know what he did because he won't tell anybody. The Massey family has said, I think publicly, that they've asked for a meeting with the sheriff, and he has not been forthcoming with a meeting. Now, he says that he's offered multiple times to meet, but the Massey family will tell you they have not been offered the opportunity to meet with him. Yeah. I'm sorry. This isn't about state policy. The sheriff of Sangamon County can do what he thinks is the right thing to do to hire the right people to work for his department. The state shouldn't have to set policy for him to hire, to do background checks, not just background checks, but reference calls on the people that they're hiring. Look, I don't think we know what he did because he's been unwilling to tell us. So when he says he's followed some state standard, if the state has it's not the standard that each person who is in a hiring position across the state should be thinking about. They need to be thinking about the care and safety specifically of people in their county. And so I just want to know, and he's been unwilling to answer the questions. Again, if he'd been willing to do these things and act, and he's had a month, I think there would be a lot less frustration and a lot more, perhaps, a sense of safety. But none of that was done by this sheriff. Yeah. No. No, but a month has gone by. First of all, a terrible act occurred by somebody under his leadership and tutelage. Then a month has gone by. Nothing apparently has been done, or he won't reveal it. Well, yeah, but he apparently hired somebody that he either didn't know the background of or did it because it was recommended by a friend. But clearly isn't willing to share with the public, who deserves an answer to this question. And this isn't the only question he has an answer. Why haven't you met with the Masseys? It's really not that hard. They would be willing to meet. Why hasn't he met with them? I met with them. The lieutenant governor met with them. We heard from them what their deep concerns are. By the way, he doesn't have to act on every one of those things, but he needs to listen to it and figure out what he should be doing and implement some, or at least propose some reform to the people of Sangamon County. He's done none of those things. We've waited and waited and waited, day in, day out, nothing, and now he's simply on defense. Kamala Harris, yeah. Yeah. I had several discussions with her. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. Governor Tim Walz is a terrific guy who cares deeply about the people of the United States, has acted upon that as both a congressman and as a governor, and he himself has served this country as National Guardsman, as a leader in the National Guard. He's also somebody who's been a coach and a teacher, and I think that his career has engendered trust from the people of Minnesota, and I think the people of the United States will react just as people all across Minnesota have, and will elect him the vice president. No. Was that's ridiculous. Wait, the Republicans are charging anti-Semitism? That is ludicrous. I have to say that you have seen, I think, that the Republican Party has become a party of authoritarianism. It's become a party that seems to reject anybody that doesn't look like their two nominees. They talk about our nominee, or the person who will be nominated at the Democratic Convention, as someone who's other, and separating her identity. I mean, really, these people, they have no shame. The cow does have jazz hands. You're obviously not looking closely enough. Thank you all very much.
Governor, do you mind if we have you guys pose in front of the cow?